Oh, tape recorder, right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here we go. I have nothing to click. How are you, everyone? Welcome! Once again, can it really be true? Does this ship really still exist? My God, my friends, it sure does. Welcome to the Gaming Galleon. I am Captain Raz. Just another mild-mannered pirate captain out there. You know, there's a lot of them. Look around the internet, they're out there. Go to a Renaissance fair, they're out there. You'll even see them working at, you ever see a fast food joint? The guy's got like an eye patch and, a bandana on his head because it's hot. Oh yeah, he's a pirate. We're all just trying to make our way through this crazy world. But in our case, we've got it good. Because we've got our own ship, and we've got crazy places to go to. Every single adventure. This week, we find ourselves in the oh-so-exotic suburb of Schaumburg, Illinois. I don't know how we keep ending up back in Illinois. That was not my plan. When I found out that 6 days ago was one of the most infamous birthdays in video game history, if not the. You know whose birthday was on May 18th? You know who's 38 years old? 38 years old. None other than our good friend, Pac-Man. Check him out. Do you remember Pac-Man? Are you sick of Pac-Man? I have been for a long time. I can't stand playing Pac-Man. I remember when I was a kid, my dad played Miss Pac-Man at the local gas station. And he was so good that he had different areas of the board named. The middle was the steeple. I remember that. I don't remember what the other ones were. But this guy had it down pat. This guy, I remember having as a kid, or maybe my uncle had it as a kid. Somebody in your neighborhood had one of these, right? We got lucky. We got this as a gift. Somebody found it in their garage, in the box, and gave it to us. How about that, huh? Isn't that exciting? Do you remember these? I think we got some audio. How do I start this guy? Oh. That's my sweetheart. Interesting thing about this thing, it's actually two-player simultaneous. Two-player simultaneous Pac-Man. How about that? What a buy. Enough of that. Schaumburg, Illinois? What's Pac-Man about Schaumburg, Illinois? Pac-Man is hugely Japanese. Hugely. I believe it was Namco's first title. And if you don't know who Namco is, they've done not only stuff like Pac-Man, but more modern stuff like, Tekken. And that's it. No, they've been doing stuff for years. And the developer for Pac-Man was this guy who was eating pizza. So he says, somebody at the table takes a slice. He looks at the pizza and sees one slice taken, and there he is, staring him in the face. Pac-Man! The rest is history. I did a little research, though. That's not the only inspiration that he had. Everyone knows the whole the pizza story. But did you know that he also was inspired by a Japanese character? He is Japanese, after all. And this is how the Japanese write. You got your English on the right there. You got your Japanese on the left. And if you'll notice, the symbol for mouth, all the way on the left, is a square. And then a little bit to the right is a little, like a crooked line. So apparently, put the two together, rounded out the square, that means mouth in Japanese. And what is Pac-Man aside from my mouth? Boom! You got yourself, a system seller. Geez, an industry seller. You know what I'm talking about? Big show today. We're going to be playing Pac-Man World 3. The third and final, as far as I know, in the birthday trilogy for Pac-Man. This guy came out for Pac-Man's 25th anniversary. What's that, 13 years ago? I've got Pac-Man World 1 floating around here, which was put out, I believe, at his 10th anniversary. I don't know if this was an anniversary one. I don't think so. 5th anniversary. I'm betting Pac-Man World 1 came out for his 15th, and then this one came out for his 25th. Maybe his 20th. 5 games in 5 years? Three games in 5 years? That makes sense, right? So Pac-Man World 1 for the PlayStation 1 was probably on his 20th. They put this out on his 25th. I don't know why I popped this in, but I've been playing it, and I thought we'd get into an adventure. I got us to one strange part of the game. I've just been teleported in. There's monsters surrounding us everywhere, and we're just going to be Pac-Man for a while. The chest is gold, my friends. Gold. This is definitely top 3 hits we've had of the year, I would say. So be ready for that. And if you got a question, woo, you better write it in the chat, because I just realized I forgot to put one in the bag. The pressure's on. Raz, what about Schaumburg, Illinois? Okay, I'll tell you about Schaumburg, Illinois in 3 minutes. All right? Namco has been making video games for, 30, 40 years. Maybe even 50? No, 25? Let's say 30. They finally, a few years back, decided to get into the restaurant business. And so they create a club called 257, otherwise known as 257. That's it. That's what it's called. You want to go out to, honey, you want to go to dinner? We'll go hit up 257. If you don't know what that means, it's actually named after the kill screen in Pac-Man. There are 256 levels in Pac-Man. 255, actually. If you make it to the 256th, the game implodes. Basically, your game is over. The club is called 257, and they have aimed this place very much toward adults. It's very interesting, because you can really see the evolution of food and video games as we go further down the timeline and into the future. 30 years ago, we had Showbiz Pizza, and it was nothing but video games all over the place. This place is more of a very high-end lounge. I think there's like 15 bowling alleys, and there's maybe, 20 games, all in really nice condition. You got some pinball there. You got some Addams Family. I perused around. Take a look around the place. We're right outside the gates. I love that nobody seems to care when we park in a parking lot. It's like, are there stranger things in a pirate ship rolling up to these places? I don't know, but no one seems to care. I guess if they did care, we just pull in the gangplanks. Although I did have to put the gangplanks out today. You'll find out why later. In any case, 257 is a high-end club lounge. And to play video games there, to give you an idea how high-end it is, it's $15 an hour to play the games. I think it's $5 for 5 minutes. But, they got serious food. Let's take a look what we got. We got lobster mac and cheese for 21 bucks. We got a Reuben sandwich for 15. Bacon mac and cheeseburger for $15 for a cheeseburger. The Chicago CBS, which is, they're near Chicago. What is that? That's cheddar cheese, chicken, bacon, avocado on a brioche bun. $12. So, serious business. What are we doing on pizza? Calamari, $10. Shrimp and mango chutney, flatbread. You'll notice that none of these are named after video games. They're very, very subtle about the video game stuff. Like the ties that the waiters are wearing, they kind of have they're like yellow and red striped, kind of like Pac-Man's colors. They're not banging you over the head with video games at this place. They just want you to go there and kind of be seen. This is the only restaurant they have. I don't know if they're going to be spreading these out or what. Wood-fired crab. Ooh, $14. Who knows? But here we are. I walked around, but it's expensive. I don't even know if we're going to eat there. Probably not. I don't even want to play video games there, to be honest. I mean, they had some good stuff like Rolling Thunder, but, it's basically Namco stuff. Everybody's played this stuff a million times over. That doesn't mean we can't celebrate, and that doesn't mean this isn't a fine place to celebrate at. 257 in Schaumburg, Illinois. But enough about that. Let's go to Pac-Man World 3. Okay? We're going to tool around a bit. We'll get all cartoony with old Pac-Man, and then we'll hit up the booty segment. How's that sound, all right? Let me hit up the old carpet transition for you. Oh, boy. Let me transport you to Pac-Man World 3 for the Nintendo GameCube. Also available for the PlayStation 2. I don't know about Xbox. I'm going to say no. But don't quote me. All right, here we go. Here's some crazy audio for you. Gameplay. Good to go. My fat, bearded face in this mic here. Woo! Get this head off. Woo! God. Oh yeah, it's sweaty in here. I don't know. Are you guys getting audio? Sure hope so. Let me know if you are. What are the similarities here? There's dots in it. Now, are these dots going to give me a free life? You don't know. It seems like scores, which is, something you don't see in a lot of 3D platformers. I'm just trying to get the audio right. There you go. I think we're good. Meanwhile, I'm getting all these guys chasing me. I need some health. Alright, here we go. Alright. So, you can punch, definitely a Mario thing. You can jump and do this bouncy ball. Kind of reminds me of Sonic 3D, if you will. But then you got these power pellets, and there's a number of them, like this one, that can kind of destroy people if you box them in. Oh, it's kind of like a Tron light cycle. What's this one do? It's another Tron light cycle? Yeah, here we go. You boomed! You've got a combo system. I mean, who cares about that in a 3D platformer? I don't even know if we're going to get out of this room. I haven't been through here. So I don't know. Oh my god, they keep coming. I don't even know what these guys are. Apparently someone's got a problem with Pac-Man. Alright. I'm trying to use... I gotta punch these guys because they have thorns. Always nice to see you having to use different tactics on different monsters. And now let's hear him talk, probably. Oh my god, maybe not. Whoa. I mean, I could always just run, right? We're out of here. See you later, pal. Oh no. I can't see. Oh my god. Where'd he go? Yeah, see you later, pal. I mean, you know, am I a coward? I prefer to say, oh, I'm clumsy. I prefer to say I'm choosing my battles, because I don't even know how I would kill this guy. There's no power pellets around, so we're out of here. This is terrible. Ah! Okay. Whew. Wow, that camera's killing me, huh? Whew. Jeez, oh Pete. Okay. All right, great. Yeah, nice forest adventure, huh? You know what this place reminds me of?
Friendliest welcome I've ever had, Ors. Sorry, I don't know why those guys didn't turn up on my radar. Anyway, carry along this path, Pac-Man. There should be another siphon in this area. Where am I, by the way? High up in the Crackstone Mountains. I have no idea why Rowan would want to build siphons here. The one in Gokeka made a kind of sense, as the fabric between real and spectral worlds is thin there. But why here? I'm flummoxed. Never mind, Orson. I've been flummoxed from the start. I'm doing okay.
All right, I'm sorry to bore you with that. I'm not going to keep those guys going. This is one of those nice games that'll let you skip through all that crap. And trust me, we're going to do it, because these guys chat. I probably should have said, read what he... I mean, it's a 3D platform. Do we really have to know what this guy's saying? Not really. Ooh, this is quite a peak. But, you know, you got to hand it to the developers. Pretty. Definitely playable. You know, it's interesting. It's always neat to see Pac-Man in a different genre, because I don't know about you, but this is very Uncharted. There you go. I don't know about you, but I don't know. The old Pac-Man. I'm all down for like score-based games, but oh, I got greedy. All right, let's go this way. I'm all for score-based games, but I like shooters, you know, more like spaceship stuff. Pac-Man, you know, Mario Brothers, platformers in general. I'm usually not that hot on, but I've been playing a lot of Phantasy Star Online. I've been doing a lot of looting and shooting, a lot of grinding, and I decided, you know, I think I just want to try something on the old GameCube. We got a lot of GameCube games that I just never tried. And this game just looked very vibrant to me. And it's certainly one of those games you can easily just turn your brain off and have a little adventure. I'm not that keen on the story. There's a lot of chatting, but again, they were smart in that they give you the option to turn that, or to pass that. Now, there's a lot of different collectibles. Look at all the collectibles here. We got 5 different fruits. We got 5 different anniversary trophies. And then we have 1 Galaga icon. If you find the Galaga icon, then you actually play an updated version of the old arcade Pac-Man. And you get an award for it or something. Alright, now we're going to go... Two ways we could have gone. There was a trampoline there, but I'm going to take these branches. Oh, Raz. Shouldn't have went that way. You like the death there? We may leave it there. Jeez. You guys ready for some booty? Man, I'm ready for some booty. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to leave it right here. You guys alright with that? You seen enough of Pac-Man for now? What's this all about?
Missing a part.
A missing part? What's missing? Oh, there's supposed to be a cog right there? Where is it? Where is it, I wonder? Now I'm kind of curious. Yeah, this is what's gonna make this thing go, huh? I guess I was gonna find it if I went this way. Now I'm super curious. Oh, I missed. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it on a cliffhanger. Finding the windmill, the ski lift cog. That's what we need to do here. Where is the ski lift? I want to see it from here. I can't. Is it over here? It's over here. There it is. Yeah, we'll have to come back to that. All right, we'll leave it here. Okay. Pull out the old harp here. We did okay. We did a 8. Alright, how much would you pay for old Pac-Man World 3? Is it worth your time? What do you think? Well, like I said, I'm usually not in the platformers these days. Whew. But I will concede that that's a pretty solid 3D platformer. If you can, let me get the audio. I will concede that that's a pretty decent 3D platformer. I've been having a good time with it, and I will probably continue that. I'll probably continue all the way through. Finish up the whole game. I think I'm about halfway done, so we'll see. All right, let's get to it. So, yeah, I built this up. I think it's a good deal. You be the judge. I think we're in good shape with the audio. Let's get started. Okay, this was luck, and those are the best ones, right? The ones where there's just luck. We walked into a pawn shop early in the morning. This is a place that usually doesn't have anything. If they do, it's 1 or 2 games. It's never a lot. Never, ever is there a lot. And this was no exception. We walked in and we saw a reasonably priced Game Boy Advance. It was open like this. Had this disgusting sticker on it. And if I were to guess what this sticker was for, the something. And there looks like a spaceship. To be honest, it's not that bad of a picture, considering it could have been like a Shamu or something. It kind of goes with the design quite well. They were asking $25, pretty high. We have enough Game Boy Advances. We don't need to be spending $25 on a system. I wasn't too sure about it. However, when I asked to see it, I looked in the case, in the machine, and they had Super Mario Brothers in there. The classic NES series. You'd be shocked how much this guy goes for. It's certainly worth half of the price alone. And it's hard to find. I mean, or at least for a good price. So I thought between the game, if I was really that hard up for the money, we could sell the Game Boy Advance. These things go easily for around $40 to $50 on Amazon. And we get to keep Mario Brothers. Another one of their classic series Game Boy games to add to the hold. Then I went over to the wall of games. And I'm looking. It's the same games I've seen there before. PS3 games, Xbox 360 games, PS2 games nobody wants. But then, sitting lined up at the bottom of the shelf, like about a foot away from the floor, was a freaking motherload of GameCube games. A motherload. Let's get started. The first one I saw, Custom Robo. This is not a throwaway title, my friends. This is not the kind of title that's going to be left after someone picks a lot apart. So as soon as I saw this sweetheart, I knew we were in good shape. No manual. No big deal. Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones. After I did a little digging around our collection list, we've actually got one now. I realized this is the final of a trilogy that we didn't have. I've played Sands of Time, This is the second one. I don't remember what the third one's called, but it's really neat that we have the trilogy on the GameCube. As far as I'm concerned, if you can have a trilogy on the GameCube, the original Xbox, or the PS2, you're going to want it on the GameCube every time. There's something about the GameCube. It's just charming. Technically, the system runs a little better, a little faster with load times, and the games tend to hold their value a little bit more. Day of Reckoning. I don't know who she is. I don't know who he is. I do know that's Triple H. So I got that one right? Looks like we've got a John Cena character created on the back, and you got the Undertaker there. I've never played these wrestling games. We've got some legends here. If I'm not mistaken, that's Andre the Giant. Looks like he's playable. So that's fun. Looks like she's in nice shape. I kind of retired from wrestling games during the N64 game days. But hey, there's 4 ports on a GameCube. This could be a lot of fun. Dude, I'm going to run out of places to put this stuff. Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man. I believe this is him as a teenager in a highly cel-shaded form. So that's pretty cool. Very nice shape. And I know we don't have this. I will say that I looked over these discs. I'm not going to look at them now. Yeah, that's right. Fall apart on me. Please fall apart on me. Alright, I'm not going to be able to put them there. Oh. Tell you what. Pac-Man, we're going to move you. And we're going to just start stacking here. Alright? And what hell may come will come. Alright, there we go. Sonic Heroes. Woo, have we found our share of these over the years. Sonic Heroes is interesting in that you play 3 different whacked out Sonic characters at the same time. It's kind of like a cross between a tag team relay race and a 3D platformer. And there's multiple teams with multiple cutesy characters. Never played it, but honestly, of this generation, this was one of the better looking titles, in my opinion. Mario Golf. Really nice lot. Really nice lot. Mario Golf, great game. Toadstool Tour. I believe this has connectivity to the Game Boy Advance. In some way, there was a Toadstool Tour on the Game Boy Advance. I don't know what. You never know what kind of additional content comes with that. But there you have it. Very nice shape. Naruto. Clash of the Ninja. This one's pretty easy to come by. But in pretty nice shape. I believe this is a fighting game. I believe that's a fighting game. A couple of Wii games here that just caught my eye. I believe the Wii games are $2. All these GameCube games, by the way, if you were wondering, $1 each. It's almost like I don't even think to say it at this point because I know how little these are valued by most pawn shops. And if they had them just sitting out there unmarked, they were going to be $1. However, now that I think about it, I've talked to the lady. Yeah, this is a good tip. At first I saw this whole stack and I saw like Custom Robo and I'm holding them and I'm like, hey, how much for the old games over here? And she's like, what games? And I'm like, the GameCube, PS2. And she's like, well, the PS3 games and Xbox 360 games, those are like $5. And then the rest of them are $3 each. Now, I would have had to been more choosy at $3 each, but take a look at what you got. Maybe you can get another deal later. And we'll get into how I did that very soon. Puzzle Quest. This is a great game that I played a lot on the PS2. It's an RPG, but the combat system is like a Bejeweled. So you're running around the map. You hit a random battle. All of a sudden, you're playing Bejeweled against like a zombie or something. Pretty decent game. Classes, whatnot. And then, how could I pass this up? Championship Foosball. Are you kidding me? 4-player? Are you kidding me? Come on. Come on, how can you say no to this? Championship football. Foosball. All right. Those were $2 each. The Herbs. Sims in the City. Keeping it real. Were your Sims not hip enough? I guess now they are. All right. Work and live 24/7. Finally. Never got into The Sims. All right. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. You don't see this one floating around too often. That's for sure. Real nice shape. The Prime series is a lot of fun. The big change here is they decided to add on a 4-player split screen deathmatch. First one didn't have that. A lot of people didn't have a lot of faith in this series, Prime series, when it started. But once Prime 1 kind of blew the doors off them, they were like, okay, we can make a deathmatch now. Let's do it. Mario Power Tennis. It's a bestseller. These are great games. I was playing Mario Tennis with my sister, my does not play video games father, and my 4-year-old nephew. And it's like, just move around and press one button. Get in front of that ball. We were having a great time with that. 4-player fun. And again, this... No, I guess this doesn't have... I expected it to have some sort of connectivity with the Game Boy. It doesn't. Alright. Tom Clancy Chaos Theory. Cool, only in that we don't have it for the GameCube. This is not a game I would ever pick up on any day except for a lot day and for $1. Usually even for $1 I'd pass on this because I wouldn't be entirely sure if we had it already. But I did do some checking on this lot, saw what we had and what we didn't. This is when we didn't. And in addition to it being a 2-disc game, oh look, there's some sort of disgusting bug that died in there years and years ago. How nice. We'll keep him in there for posterity. Soul Calibur 2. This was on every system. This one was the best. Why? Because he got to play as Link. There he is right there. Additional character. These were the days when you didn't have to pay for DLC. You jerks. Very nice condition. Very nice condition. Can't have Naruto Clash of the Ninja without Naruto Clash of the Ninja 2. Comes with a Naruto CCC card. Is it in there? You got the manual. You got the warning stuff. I think they just took the CCC card and walked. I don't know, it might be in here. This is really nice condition. But I don't see it. This had to have been like an older, I would say a 20, whoever bought this system, probably in their 20s. Because, I mean, what a lot. Really, there hasn't been any stinkers in here at all. That being said, I did leave 2 sports titles behind, now that I think about it. There was an NHL title and a Madden title. I left them behind. I didn't think we needed those. Splinter Cell Double Agent. I believe this is a 2-player game. Yeah, 2-player Simo, which is kind of cool. I bet this would be a lot of fun with another player. Never played it. I know these have a real... Again, a 2-disc situation. These are big fat games. Too fat for those little mini discs. Alright. We got you a little game called Super Smash Brothers Melee. Whoops. In very nice condition, if I do say so myself. The disc has been played, that's for sure. But look at the condition. You can just look at the condition of this lot and you know these games were taken care of. They were put back. You know, maybe there's some smudges, maybe there's some scratches, maybe they were played a lot, but they were always put back in their case. So I have no doubt old Smash is going to work for us. And if you don't know a lot about GameCube games, that game alone is going to pay for our entire lot. Easily. F-Zero GX. Ironically, it's like the most common game out there. You can tell this was a player's choice. They made a lot of these. They sold more of these than any other game, and yet this is easily one of the most expensive games on the system. But the great thing is you find a GameCube lot, 9 times out of 10, you're going to find this with it. F-Zero GX. This game used to be so cheap, and now it's really gotten more expensive. Maybe a $20, $25 game these days. We've got a really nice cherry copy there. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Allow me to bend over in front of you. Allow me to bend over in front of you. I have no shame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 2 Wii games, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 really hot titles. Oh, one more. Sorry, booming the shot. Booming the hat. Got the original Day of Reckoning. Look at that, we have both. How about that? They look just as angry in the first one as they did in the second one. Lighten up, guys. Oh, that's Cena. John Cena! Alright, so yeah, we were really hot on that. Then I said, she's ringing me up. Who was ringing me up? Not the lady who said $3, and this is an important tip. If you have the time, and someone gives you a price that you don't like, by all means, do your best to wait around, grab the stuff you want, hold on to it, peruse a little more, and then wait for someone who looks a little less concerned about price to come behind the counter. And that's exactly what happened. Another lady came to another clerk, another register. I brought these up there, and she's like, "Oh, you got some movies?" And at this place, movies are $1. So I'm like, "Yeah." She started ringing up for $1 each. Now, did she not know they were video games? She knew. But that shows you how little she cared. She wasn't trying to pay top dollar, get top dollar for these games. So that's good. That went from $3 a game down to $1 a game. Be patient. If you don't like the answer, wait around and try and get a second opinion. Kind of like going to the doctor. $25 on this. Was I really going to do it? I'd been thinking about it the whole time. I've been looking for the game Super Mario for years. I knew I could flip the Game Boy and get the game for free, but that's kind of a pain. But I still said, let me take a look at it. She pulls it off the shelf. I turn it over. I see Super Mario Brothers is in there. That pretty much seals the deal for me. And as I'm looking at it, turning it on to make sure it's working, that's when she comes and sweetens the pot. It came with more. This is why you always look. Even if you don't check a price initially, say, let me take a look at it. They might pull more out. And lo and behold, they did. We've got the charger. We've got some games. And before we get to the games, I want to note this awesome little cord here, which really ties things together. This was definitely a GameCube user, because not only did he have, and he owned this Game Boy, because he's got the Game Boy, and he's got the cord that connects the Game Boy to the GameCube for additional content. Really cool. And I have these, but these are great to have for some of the multiplayer GameCube games. As for the games, at a glance, I already knew we were going to get this lot, because Wolfenstein 3D was in there. These earlier first-person shooters are awesome on the Game Boy Advance. Doom, Duke Nukem, and also very expensive. Doom is like... Doom 2 is probably like a $30, $40 game. Just the cart. Isn't that crazy? Wolfenstein, maybe somewhere around $15, but I know it's a really good game. A fighting game here, Shrek Super Slam. You know, Shrek games. Whatever. Shrek off. Pinball Tycoon. We've got this. This is a decent pinball game. You know what I like about this little lot? It's got a nice little collection of genres here. If you're stuck on a desert island, this is not a bad lot to have. A very beat up Super Mario Advance 2, otherwise known as Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. And then finally, a little racing for you. You got Mario Kart. And then there was one little piece in here, this little black piece, that fits into the bottom of the Game Boy Advance. And what a nice little piece it is. Maybe not the bottom, right here. Fits right there. And you see what that is? That, my friends, is a headphone jack. These don't have headphone jacks. This guy went through the trouble to get a little piece so he could headphone jack. That probably came with the cable. Very nice to have. All right, so 25 for the Game Boy, the 6 games. 2 of them, I mean, they're all pretty nice titles, but 2 of them are definitely premium titles. And then the cable was really nice. So that was it. We put it all together, the GameCube games, the Game Boy games, the Game Boy. It was about $50 out the door, give or take 5. I'm pretty sure it was 50, maybe 52. We put on some tax, but I think it was more like 50 because it would have been 25 for the games and about 20 for these games. There were only about 20 games, so yeah, I'd say around 50. Pretty sweet deal. And again, if we need to flip this, no sweat. There's always Smash Brothers, right? But who wants to get rid of Smash Brothers? You may ask. And on top of it, where's the GameCube? You see it back here, don't you? Ah! All right. 6 days later. Yesterday, I walk into another place. They've got a GameCube. They've got $30 on it. The only thing that interests me here is it's got memory cards. I'm looking to the point where I want 26 memory cards, 1 for every letter of the alphabet. So memory cards always sweeten the deal. Hardware we certainly don't need. $30. She looks beat up. She looks banged up. I'm like, how about 20? And that's when because he's trying to open this, and he was having problems opening. See this? So I'm like, well, you're having a problem opening the thing. How about 20? And he's like, okay. And right when he opens it, it was as if I knew, because I would never pay 20 for a GameCube. But I think at the very moment he opened this, that's when I could see another Smash Brothers Melee in the dirty GameCube. We've tested this guy, as do most pawn shops. They don't buy stuff unless it works in the shop. I did test this guy today, including the game. Took her through the paces. She is in good shape. She came with a workable cable, a workable power system, all first party. I won't bore you with showing them. I will show you the controller, which looked pretty bad. This top was missing. As you can see, that's how we got it. But I happen to have some replacement tops that go on there quite easily. And now she plays like a dream. Are we going to get rid of the GameCube? I'm thinking about it. GameStop will give you $16 cash, $20 credit for a GameCube. We have more than enough of them already. And that Sega collection for the PS4 is coming out in about a week. So we'll see. A lot of money, though. You know, what did that come out to? Somewhere between $70 and $70. A lot of money, but my God, a lot of gaming. And you gotta love the fact that in a week's time we get 2 Smashes and a GameCube and a Game Boy, both color, and even the cable to connect them both. Whew, that's one sweet Nintendo lot. Let's get back to Pack World 3. How much time do we have? Does anyone know? Woo, what do we start at? 13? 13, unlucky number. Very unlucky number. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying. All right. And we're back. Okay, now what do we have to get? We have to get a cog for this windmill, right? Yeah, all right. So let's not fall off like an idiot. Take this pole down. I just want to say, you know, whenever you're doing shows like this, whenever you're live, you're trying to keep time, you're trying to entertain a little bit, trying to keep people engaged. It's a lot harder to be good at video games. You make a lot more mistakes, you know? Because I'm sure there's people rolling their eyes like, bro, how many times are you going to die? in Pack World effing 3. Well, on my defense again, it's a little later in the game. You know, I'm not going to be crying myself to sleep over my performance tonight, but it's something to keep in mind. All right, now, I saw a cherry down here. All these guys have spikes. I want to bounce them. I want to bounce them to death, but you can't if they have spikes. There was a cherry down here. There it is. It's an apple? It's an apple. All right. Whew. Okay, I'm an idiot. I got 2 lives. I'm really sorry about that. This reminds me of this one time when I played Pitfall 2 out in Machu Picchu. All right, I'm going past you guys. How did you kill all my health? I have no health? Oh, jeez. It's in Machu Picchu, Peru, playing Pitfall 2. And, oh my god, I kept dying. Alright, now I need a red crystal for this. Let's see if we can find one. What's over here? Lots of different places for Pac-Man to go. He's got a lot of moves. Yeah, it's a pretty solid platformer here. Certainly on the heels of like Super Mario Sunshine. Game I never played. Oh! I guess I played a little bit of Sunshine. Can I have some health, please? Hey, here's the piece. Get us out of here. Oh no. I'm sorry, I swore. I'm sorry, Mary's mom. Alright, here we go. So that's an obscure reference, sorry. Try to keep the obscure references out of here. I had enough, I dealt with enough inside jokes in high school, alright? Do you guys remember those notebooks people would pass around in high school? It was like, maybe this is just my high school, but there were these... there was this group of friends, maybe a clique. I'm not even sure they were my friends, but there was a clique I knew where they would pass these notebooks around. It was like 1-2 notebooks a semester. And you would write, you'd write like a note, or, you know, like, this teacher sucks, or, you know, this girl's hot. Maybe not this girl's hot. More like the kind of stuff that you'd put on Facebook. You guys hear that? Hold on a second, all right? Oh. Hey, how you doing?
Great, how are you?
I'm alright. Can you come on in a second?
Just for a second.
Alright, just for a second. Thanks a lot for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the food.
Oh, of course.
Oh, you want a slice?
No, thank
No,
you.
you've had it before?
Yeah, actually, I just ate some.
Alright, can I write down a tip for you?
Of course.
Alright, a tip's good. Tips are important, right? Hey, we got some pizza. How about that, huh? Hold on a second. Let me take a couple slices off. I can't. We're celebrating Pac-Man.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I gotta get the slices out there. Alright, there we go. I'll write this out for you. Do you play any video games?
I don't actually have time. I wish.
Oh, you don't have like a video game system or anything?
No, I just moved into my apartment.
Not even like an old Xbox or like a PlayStation?
No.
Wow,
I had a
really?
PS2, but
Yeah?
I lost it in my move, so.
Oh my god. Alright, well here, take this PS4 game. It's Battleborn. Give it to your boyfriend or something. Or if you don't have that, give it to a nephew.
Okay. Well,
Alright, thanks a lot. Take care.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Alright, thank you. I didn't think they'd send a girl. Jeez. The pirates have got to be... you got to go up the gangplank all the way across the deck to get here. Jeez. This is hard to eat. There we go. I'm trying to make it Pac-Man-y. Oh, that's good. That's not bad. Beats the crap out of Pac World 3. That's for sure. Mmm. Ah! They make okay pizza. They make okay Pac-Man pizza in Schaumburg, Illinois. There she is. There's our buddy. Waka waka. Waka waka. Alright, look. I forgot down to the mailbag. If you got a good question to put in there, like, what the hell is going on? Now's the time to ask, okay? I have a little more of this pizza here. Woo, this is hot. Did they have napkins in the golden age of piracy? Mm-hmm. We got a question from the Janer. We got a question for the Janer. He's always very quick on the draw. Whoa! I got some. There we go. There we go. Oh, we needed that. We needed that. Mailbag question from Jaynard. He says, since you talk about the endgame error in Pac-Man, otherwise known as the 256th board in Pac-Man, it freezes the game, aka the kill screen. He says, what are my favorite credit rolls in video games? Oh, it's got to be the Smash Brothers series. It's got to be. Any credit roll where you have something to do. That's always the best. And at first thought, I would have to give it to Smash. Every Smash game, they usually put in some sort of shooting game to kill your time, which is great because you beat the game over and over, every character, right? So it's always good to have that option. But now that I'm thinking about it, Game Center CX. Retro Game Challenge. That's what it's called here in America. Retro Game Challenge. Look it up. I don't know what it would be in France. Probably Retro Game Challenge. It's a game nobody cared about when it was out. Nobody bought when it was out. Then everybody gets into retro. Now all of a sudden it's a really rare, or at least a high dollar game. Which pisses me off. Excuse my language. Getting a bit into the drink and into the food now. Makes me mad because they had a sequel and then a third one that never made it here in the States because nobody bought the first one. I had to import the second one just to play it. But the first one, Retro Game Challenge, available in stores or on Amazon. Not in stores anymore. Available for the Nintendo DS. There is there's a shooter. There's like a horizontal shooter at the end, like big time. The Smash Brothers one is good, but this one is like 8-bit good. So you get to play that over and over, and there's even an end boss. And I think you get to play. You have the option to replay the credits over and over because you can get a good score and even unlock something. I think if you've beaten the boss. So. I think we got time for one more question if anybody's got one. Doesn't look like it. Toe Jam and Earl ending is nice. I've never seen it, but I believe it. And maybe I'll find out soon. We have it in the hold, but it's coming out for PS4. It'd be a lot of fun to stream, wouldn't it? It's coming out on that Sega Genesis compilation. Again, maybe that GameCube is going to, be our sacrificial lamb so we can get that guy for a song. How much did you tip the waitress? I tipped her, the waiter, the delivery girl. I tipped her $10. Is that too much for a $13 pizza? That's good. Looking forward to the new Last of Us. Yeah. Will I get it day one? I don't know. It's becoming less and less likely. Honestly, I think if there's only one game this year that I will really consider getting day one, it'll be Red Dead Redemption 2. And again, that's just considering. It's not that I don't have faith in Naughty Dog. It's not that I think they're going to pull a fast one, like the kind of stuff, you know, Capcom and Ubisoft like to do now and then. There's just so many games out there, bro. It's a very saturated medium these days, so, you know, why not pick and choose your battles and wait till you can get it for a song. But I bet it's going to be great. I have no doubt Last of Us 2 will be great. That's for sure. All right. We got one more question here. Appreciate you guys chatting me up here. I'm sure you're loving me smacking away at pizza while I talk to you, but you got to get to this stuff while it's more cold, right? Warm? Warm. Angry Hoosier TV. He's saying, can we stop the zombie apocalypse by tying the laces of the dead's shoes together? Tying the laces of the shoes of the dead together. That sounds like a terrible tactic. I would not suggest that. Unless you start now and start tying everyone you put in the grave their shoes together. Then maybe we'd be okay. I don't know, you get those half torso ones though that start crawling around by their hands. They can be just as dangerous. Hang around under your desk, you come home to play PUBG. You know, next thing your groin is zombie food. On that note, I think we're done with our little Pac-Man pizza party here at 257. Did we order this from 257? No. They're just a little out of our price range. Well, this place is great. Does it have a name? I had Scabs call. I don't know where this came from. It's a blank. It's blank. Not saying anything, but it's good. Anyway, celebrate your boy Pac-Man, even though if you like him or you're sick of his game or not, we owe a lot to him. You know? He got us out of just shooters. He made us take games a little less seriously. Helped us have more fun. And isn't that what games are all about? Don't forget, folks. That's what games are all about. Alright? Having a good time, having fun. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to grab my mug here. I'm going to see y'all out. Well to do. Hey, fair Spanish maidens. Well to do. Ye ladies of Spain. For we received orders for to visit Schaumburg. The whole world named go. You put her in Schaumburg, Illinois? And lo, nevermore shall we see ye again. Keep your power pellets dry, mateys. That's good. That's not bad. Scabs, where's this pizza from?